What's up, YouTube?
Why you gotta be like all loud?
It's your girl, Joelle Day. And I'm back with another video. Such a beautiful day, right? Such a beautiful day. Okay, I'm not gonna put my phone right here. Yeah. So, it's nice out here.
I'm the chilled aunt, you know, I'm relaxed, I'm poised, I'm cool.
How do you put this? A mentor?
Reserved. Yes, that's me, Auntie Rel. My name is Rel because it spells real, and Aunt Rel is real. I'm real
Period.
people, period.
Yep.
Right, what's up?
So, what is our topic for today? So, other countries. So, how is Greece different from the United States? How is it different?
Well, for one thing, Greece doesn't have a lot of flying insects like flies and bugs and gnats, things like that. They don't have a lot of that. So you don't get bit up. The air is clear, it's cleaner, the sun is really super hot, and it rises early in the morning and it wakes you up. But it's not humid hot, so you can tolerate it differently, even though it's really super hot. It's a very hilly country. The houses are not uniform like we have houses here. The houses there are very staggered and very impromptu houses that are made from people just taking boulders and bricks and building a house, putting a door on it and a roof, and that's theirs. No mortgage, no taxes. I mean, that's ideal. And then they add on to it. As they have children, they add rooms. They have water, hot water, plumbing, sewage.
But like basically stuff in Greece is like their own brand, right? So basically
Everything
like
is their
sodas.
own brand, their own sodas. Yeah, when you get a Fanta soda out there, it's really, really something big. Because I drank Fanta, and they love pushing their Fanta sodas. They have lemon and orange Fanta. We don't have lemon in this country. Their water is hard water, so it doesn't make a lot of bubbles when you wash clothes or wash your body, because it doesn't have a lot of chemicals in it. All the water you drink is in a bottle, because you can't drink from the faucet because it's not pure enough. It doesn't have the chemical breakdown that we have in this country.
I'll edit that.
Also, the streets are very, very narrow. They don't have pavements to walk on. There are no streets that are as wide as a two-lane street. It's always a two-way street, but it's
like
only large enough for one car, and all their cars are small, or they use motorbikes to get around. So if there's a car coming down the same road you're on, one of you is going to have to find a spot to move over and let the other guy pass. So they have an understanding that way where they share. And people are not very rich. They don't watch television. I mean, there is TV, but maybe a sports game. Everybody will sit around and watch a sports game. But they don't watch TV. They're not on their phones all day, and they're not on the internet. They really live in the world of life, not in the dream world of the internet.
So, reality.
They live in reality, right? Which is really nice because it's refreshing. It's a little slower pace, which is great because, it's safer. The crime is lower there. You don't have the crime like you have here. The whole country is built around the church. So.
And what do they do for like activities? Like, because I'm pretty sure it's really hot there. So like, what do they do? Like what are some things they do for fun?
So for fun, they hang at the shore. They're always at the shore. They sit outside and drink coffee in front of cafes and villas all day. Eating is really big there. They're always going out to eat. And a meal is not like the meals here, like you just get a hot dog and french fries. A meal out there is very elaborate. It's many courses, and everybody shares in the meal. When they bring something to the table, everybody eats on that. They just pass it around. Most of their food is Mediterranean style, European style. It's vegetables. Mostly
So it's very healthy because they're
very
like
healthy.
vegetarians and
Right.
stuff out there.
Salads. Every meal you get cucumbers, tomatoes, feta cheese, and some form of a lettuce.
So, you know the Colosseums in Greece, right?
Mhm.
Do they still use them? Like, do they watch shows there, like, live?
The Colosseums are now ruins.
Yeah,
They
because they're,
have
like,
been-
broken down.
Right. They have been broken down and destroyed because of wars. And a lot of these wars are religious wars. Muslims and Catholic and Christians fighting against each other, trying to hold on to their faith. That's the primary reason you have the wars. Another thing that's interesting is that in Turkey is like maybe 50 miles off the coast of Kios, where I was. And I went into Izmir, Turkey. You cannot purchase property if you're a Turk in Greece. And if you're Greek, you can't purchase property in Turkey.
Why? Because they're two different cultures?
No, because they just are enemies.
Oh, so...
They're enemies.
Are we, like, allies with Greece? Is the,
We are allies with Greece, and so is Russia. Russia is allies with Greece because they back them up against any country that might want to come against them in war. And Russia has a mighty military army. But then so does Chios. Chios has developed a nice army, navy. You see them riding around the streets because where I was right on the border. The streets are very narrow. It's just enough for one person to walk on. The sidewalks. And all the sidewalks are made out of ceramic. Everything is ceramic and marble.
So it's very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's really pretty.
And then the water is like
It's
very
beautiful
blue.
Clear. You can
like-
look down and see the fish, and you could actually go to the water's edge. There's no gates or anything, and the water's edge is like right to where that house is, and that becomes the water.
Now, do they have like any houses on the like on the beach? Like, do they have houses on the beach?
They have houses and apartments mostly that line the waterways. Mostly apartments, but not houses. Houses are usually set back. And again, they're all in the mountains because it's very mountainous. Everything is all up in mountains.
And you know, like, all right, how do I put this? You know how, like, their voices, like, when they speak, like, you know how we can speak proper, or we can, speak with a little bit of slang. Do they have like proper voices and like slang voices? Do you hear some of the
Well, I
slang
don't really know because
the language is
I
different.
only know what I heard in their language, so I wouldn't know whether or not that part of the language was slang language or the regular language.
Yeah. But do they sound like really nice with it? Do they have like a very beautiful voice?
Very melodious language. I learned some words like
They're not open. They have
hello
such great bottom
is yasu, which means hello. Ne means yes. Efharisto means
It's hot?
thank you.
Oh.
It's like eth and then Harry Stowe. So efharisto means thank you. Parakalo means you're welcome. Or please, parakalo, please. Biscato means biscuit. It's more cookie, actually. There's a few other words I learned, but I don't remember them right now. But it was really a beautiful experience.
And you like this trip? You like this trip to Greece?
Absolutely, yes. I would love to live in that country.
Okay, YouTube. Thanks for watching this video. Leave a like, thumbs up, the thumbs up. Subscribe and share. But we'll be back with part 2. Part 2, right? We'll be back with part 2.
Oh, sure.
Ask more questions. If you like to, if you would like my aunt to answer a question that you would have, just leave it in the comments below. Say bye, Aunt Yarel.
Bye.
Man, if a nigga play, I'ma hit him all day with a cake, make a nigga go, yeah. Do a race, call it take cake, yeah. Fucking on another nigga, play, yeah. Make a nigga shake,